John Kasich is coming on Morning Joe, and to be honest with you, there's just something about this guy that just it puts me off. I mean, I know that Trump is a marketer, so he's going to portray, I guess the best image possible, that of being powerful and a bully. Marco Rubio, he just strikes me as being a little kid and easily frustrated. Ted Cruz is basically just an asshole. So, I mean, that's just my personal opinion. He is the senator from my state, but he always looks like his nose got, he smells something funny, like, he's got shit up under his nose. But Kasich just strikes me as just weird. So anyway, here comes the interview with Kasich, and I'll comment as he's making his comments, some of which are idiotic.
Joining us now from Lansing, Michigan, Republican presidential candidate, Governor John Kasich of Ohio, and his wife will be joining us shortly. Good to have you on, Governor. Joe, take it away.
Yeah, John, just for transparency's sake, a lot of people try to guess who we like, who we support, whatever. I've said it before, but I might as well say it at the beginning of this interview. I'm a Kasich guy. I'm on Team Kasich. You're the reason I got into politics, and so everybody knows that. Now I can ask you questions. I'll try to be tougher on you than I would be with other people. But I got to start with the first question. How are things looking right now? You think you have a shot in Michigan and Ohio?
Well, Joe, we're growing here. You can feel the momentum here in Michigan, thank goodness. And, the intensity of the supporters, the people that are for me, is really pretty remarkable. You'd be amazed if you saw it. I think we're going to do well here. I can't predict it. I'm not going to. The pollsters, they don't know either. That's why God created astrologers, to make them look accurate. And
oh my God, he tried to make a
Ohio,
joke.
Where I'm going to win, and we're going to. And look, I'm also rising in Illinois, so I think what's happening is people are finally starting to hear me, Joe. That's what I think is happening, and I think up till now, not so much in terms of knowing even who I was.
All right, is it okay to be a Kasich gal? Would that be inappropriate? I'll take the next question.
Well, I'm a Mika guy. I'm a Mika guy.
Well, there you go. See, it goes around. And I've heard you said some nice things about my dad on the campaign trail. So
well, I've been saying nice things about you.
Oh.
I don't think you knew that. I talk about your dad a little bit, but I said, Mika, that's his daughter, and she's a very, very nice woman.
Well, isn't that lovely? Thank you very much.
Nobody boos.
No,
Nobody boos. They clap.
That is really something. I don't know. You've got a very diverse following, shall I say. Okay, so you've been heard to say that you feel that Hillary Clinton was a bit demagogic about the whole Flint water crisis. What do you think would be a better solution? Should the government step in? Is what's being done enough?
See, and that's what pisses me off. Not one single GOP candidate went into Flint. And now this guy, he's going to be a holier than thou because he didn't go into Flint. And to be honest with you, I believe there's a town in Ohio that's got a similar water problem, and you're not hearing anything about it. But anyway, let's get his response.
Well, look, there's federal dollars that are available to each state for clean drinking water, okay, number one. Number two, I think that all of the country is going to have to look at an ability of state and local governments to take on some debt, to have some resources to get in there and to look at replacing perhaps some of the service lines. We also have a problem with lead paint in homes. These are situations that are old, okay, but they're things that have to be dealt with. But
which is exactly what Hillary Clinton said. But number three, there is a bill in Congress that is lacking a one sign-off in order for it to come out of the Senate, which the House has already said that they would approve the bill in its entirety in order to help the people of Flint as far as aid and replacing those pipes. Who is the person that is holding it up? Ted Cruz.
And look, it's a serious problem. We all know that. But I can't believe that Hillary would have gone out and said that he should resign. I mean,
now see, that shows his ignorance on exactly what's going on. it's not just resigning, asking for his resignation over this one issue. There are 4 specific issues in the state of Michigan where this governor has absolutely failed. His basic dictatorship as far as taking over cities with that emergency manager law. He's getting ready to allow oil to flow past water sources for the city of Detroit and other cities, their drinking water sources, and these pipes are like 100 years old, okay? The Detroit school system debacle where an emergency manager was appointed and the system at the time of the appointment was solvent, and now it's basically one step from bankruptcy. It's not just the Flint water situation, but it's all of those things, and not to mention that he gave a $2 billion tax cut to corporations, and basically hasn't done anything for the people. And now he's dragging his feet, taking his time to help the people of Flint, and he's sitting on a $1 billion rainy day fund. So Kasich, he wants to toe the party line as far as everybody attacking Hillary Clinton, but he's way the hell off base on this.
What, are you kidding me? This is a woman who's apparently under investigation, of which I said nothing about, and she's talking about somebody else resigning. You know, Mika, when you live in a glass house, you better be careful about throwing stones.
Yeah, but the thing about it is Kasich's actions or his emergency manager actions have led to actual deaths. Somebody tell me where Hillary Clinton, as far as the investigations for her emails have led to deaths. You'd have to point that one out to me.
My only point, I mean, I just thought it was she's trying to win, so she's fighting Bernie, and we know Bernie's spinning around out there around Pluto somewhere, that's the way he's always been. So people are in.
See, and a lot of people were saying that Trump is out there basically spinning around like Pluto, especially you guys that are fighting, trying to keep him from the nomination. So be careful where you're throwing your stones, because you're going to turn around and hit your own front runner. And honestly, I believe that Trump is going to knock these guys out. And if he doesn't, goodbye GOP.
In Pluto, I guess, but he's not going anywhere.
Wow. I'll send it to Mike Barnacle now. Mike.
Hey, Governor, you and the other candidates have had a series of debates. You stood on the stages in various states as most of the candidates, not you, but most of the other candidates, just absolutely pummeled Donald Trump, making him out to be just about the worst guy in the universe. And yet at the end of the debates and at the end of the day, each of you were asked, would you support the Republican nominee if it's Donald Trump? And you all say, oh, yes, absolutely. Do you really mean that?
They're all lying.
Mike, you remember I also said with kind of a smile that it's not always easy. Look, I mean, the deal is I don't think he's going to be the nominee. I'm going to have a good showing here in Michigan. I'm going to win Ohio. I'll be campaigning all across the country. You can see Ted Cruz starting to gain momentum. I just don't think he's going to have enough delegates. And people are yelling and screaming, well, whoever has the most ought to get it. I mean, that's not the way it works. I mean, we know what the rules are. You either get enough delegates or you're out. Or, you have to go to the convention and compete.
See, and that was a Freudian slip. Either you get the most delegates or you're out. And basically, that's what the Republican Party is going to do to Trump if he doesn't get enough delegates.
I don't think at a convention I think we're going to pick somebody who we think can be commander-in-chief, and somebody who has a record, and somebody who can run America. That's where I think this is going to go. But, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here?
Someone who might know a lot about you we want to bring in right now. That is...
Yeah, I'm going to skip past the Mika womany stuff with Kasich's wife. So hang on. Yeah, I wanted to say that because there really wasn't any value to where she was going, talking about kids and her opinion about her husband, etc. That was basically just a waste of time.